In this video, I'm gonna demo my kitchen, and we're gonna do it right now. So the time is finally here. I am gonna demo my kitchen. And if you've been following along, you may have been waiting for this for a while. I know I have been. I've been in this house for about 5 or 6 years. And ever since I moved in here, I wanted to remodel this kitchen. So it is happening. If this is your first time watching and you're just finding my channel, welcome, and I hope you enjoy. So before we rip this thing out, let's take a look at what we got. Really not a bad kitchen. It's definitely usable. It's just outdated. All of these cabinets are built right to the wall. You can see there's cleats holding it together. It's all plywood. When we first moved in here, these were kind of like a cherry color. We knew we were gonna do this as soon as we moved in, but it was just a matter of when. And for the new kitchen, basically, the plan is I'm tearing out all the cabinets and tearing off the drywall out here and out here on the exterior walls. I'm gonna try and save most of the drywall along this wall, and I'm gonna run all new electrical, all new plumbing, and we're going over this floor with a new floor. And as far as the layout goes, it's pretty much staying the same. The only difference is this soffit is getting torn out and these cabinets will go all the way to the ceiling. And I'm gonna do the same crown molding here, and it's gonna wrap around into the hallway. This cabinet up top is gonna come out further like the fridge does. I'm gonna have a refrigerator panel right here, dishwasher staying in the same place. I'm gonna have similar drawers right here. Over here, there's gonna be a trash. Then this cabinet is getting downsized a little bit, still in the center of the window. Obviously a new sink, a new stainless sink, corner cabinet here, stove, microwave staying in the same location. And I'm actually gonna do a wall cabinet right here and kind of wrap this countertop around right here to utilize that space. But we can take a look at the condition of these and why I want to do this. Please excuse the mess, but for instance, this cabinet, that's just the stove, kind of a useless cabinet here anyways. Let's see, this corner cabinet, got all the baby proofing stuff. This is just kind of useless and gross. Under the sink is really nasty. Not the worst I've ever seen. Obviously I had a leak right here. I don't think it's leaking anymore, but I had some issues with leaking over here. So all that drywall's torn up. These drawers are just not the greatest. That barely went back in. These countertops, I will be happy to get rid of these countertops. They could just never be cleaned. Like all these stains. There's cracks right here. These seams are ugly. You got a little chip right there. We're also gonna do a backsplash here that goes up to the cabinets and probably next to the window all the way up. You see how these are cleated to the wall? They put basically pieces of wood and then attached plywood to them. I added these handles and these hinges. I'm actually gonna save those. I don't know what I'm gonna use them for. Not the new cabinets, but I'll use them for something. This is sticking to the paint. Lovely. These worked for, you know, the previous homeowner, whoever built them, but it's time to upgrade. And nothing's changing with this wall just yet. That's the pantry, and that's the door to the basement. That's gonna kind of stay the same. I'm just gonna concentrate in this area right here. So very quickly, I wanna talk about one thing that I never hear it talked about on home repair channels or TV shows. When they demo something like this, it's almost like glorified, like, let's take a sledgehammer and smash this. Oh, I can't believe this is so gross. This is so old, and why would they ever do this? This, I'm gonna kind of feel bad tearing out, because the person that did it before me, it worked for them. They, you know, they saved up their money, they did it themselves, or they hired someone. And I'm sure at the time it was a huge improvement for them and their family. So I'm not gonna glorify ripping this out and making a big scene about it. It's satisfying to tear stuff out and put new stuff in. I just want to acknowledge the fact that this worked for somebody, and just because it's old and outdated doesn't mean that I'm gonna, you know, talk bad about it. That's all. Just wanted to bring that up. I never hear anybody talk about that. I always hear the opposite. Can't wait to rip this out. This is so disgusting. This is so old. That's it. That's kind of my little rant for this video. So first things first, I got to get rid of all the appliances. And let me show you this over here. This is what I got going on. Here's our temporary kitchen that I set up. We have a small house, so I'm taking this bedroom, or what used to be, I guess, a den. This room in this house has actually been the most different rooms in our entire house. It was a den to start. It was the temporary living room when we did the remodel over there. It was an office. It was a game room. And it's gonna be a bedroom, but right now it's a kitchen. Got some stuff here, and we're just making it work. Put some shelves up here, stored some stuff down here, and the refrigerator is gonna go right here. The stove is gonna go right here. That'll give us a more working area to do stuff, but I'm not gonna hook the stove up. I'll put the microwave up here, and then I'll just set the dishwasher over here somewhere. Just let it sit until we get the kitchen done. So I'm gonna try moving that fridge by myself. Luckily, the floor is patched in and pretty even, and I just rolled this carpet up. I'm just gonna try and get it in that corner by myself. We'll see how it goes. There's a piece of strapping under here because the floor is so out of level. So take that piece out. I'll lower it down to the wheels. Coda, a little help here? Leverage. Unplug it. Rolling, rolling, rolling. That'll work. And it's self-closing now too. Because the floor is so out. For the microwave, ew, top of those doors are nasty. Just unplug this, and then there's two bolts that go in. Looks like right here and right here. And then it drops down and unhooks off of the bracket that's attached to the wall. Ew, stink bug. All this is so nasty. Gonna have to do something about that. That should do it. The microwave came down pretty easy because it wasn't connected to that vent. I will be venting the new microwave. I guess I just smashed that in there and hung the microwave because I wanted to move in. You should have seen the stove that was here before. Actually, I'll put a clip of it. It was a Tappan, I think that's how you say it. It was very, very vintage. Kind of a cool stove, but Obviously, we wanted to upgrade our appliances as soon as we moved in, so we got all stainless. Now the stove. I've already shut the power off to this, just in case. So, there's the missing lid, and there's that knife. Look at this. Look at this, how frayed this is. And the way that this is run up like this, it's an interesting situation down here. Basically, there's concrete right here because they used the porch on the outside as part of the foundation, or they just built over it. Kind of weird. I'm gonna try and get it in the wall or close to here, whatever I have to do to make it a little better, because I don't like that. And obviously, I'm replacing that wire. And now the dishwasher. And since I am storing this for a while, I'm gonna wanna get all the water out of it. Also, there's something that I wanna do so this thing doesn't end up stinking. And actually, this is a good tip for you. If your dishwasher is stinking, this is probably why. Most dishwashers, pull this out, have filters. And I am guilty of not cleaning this filter in a while. So, this is gonna be gross, sorry, but I wanna show you guys because I don't want this to happen to you. So you grab this, twist it, and ew, all that nasty stuff. I wanna take that out, and then right here, this grill pops out. I'm gonna clean that and that filter, and then I'm gonna suck all of that nastiness out with a shop vac. Just kind of wiped everything down in there, tried to dry it out a little. Definitely got all the food particles out of there so it won't stink while I store it. And got this stuff clean as a whistle. Pop that stuff back in. This might also help if your dishwasher hasn't been working that well. Put this back in. Cool. I need to disconnect the power to the dishwasher. So underneath here, I remember this being hardwired right underneath. And if I remember correctly, there is not much wire. So I'm not gonna move the dishwasher first. So you take these out. And then, yep, there's the wire. And something to have that is very valuable whenever you're doing work on your house that involves electrical, especially a remodel like this, a tester like this. It'll tell you if your circuit is live. Like that one. Always test on a circuit you know is live. And then I can come down here, put it against here. So that circuit is not live. So I can follow the wire, goes into this junction box, and I can disconnect it. Check it one more time, just in case. Good. And I'm gonna put all this back together, put that box there, make sure I don't lose anything, and then put the cover back on the bottom here. Yes, I know I can just cut those wires, but that's not how I roll. Now, under the sink, I'm gonna shut the water off and hope that these shutoffs work. They are very new, so this is PEX, so this is new. Shut this one off too. That one goes to the dishwasher. Let's make sure this worked. Hot and cold. Looks like it's off. And we can disconnect that dishwasher hose and the drain hose right here. Oh, that's not very tight at all. Sweet. That comes right off. Now that all the hoses are disconnected, you look up here, there's 2 screws. You can disconnect those and pull this dishwasher out. So I'm gonna save all these handles. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with them, but they're in perfect condition. And I'm gonna take off all of the baby proofing stuff because I'm gonna need that. I'm also gonna save the hinges because those are pretty much brand new too. So I'm gonna take all those off and then we can start tearing this apart. As I said, I'm gonna save all these hinges too. They're in great shape, so I'm gonna take them off like this. We're gonna take all the lowers out and then that'll make it easier to get the uppers out. And a lot of people will just take a big sledgehammer to this stuff, but not me. I don't wanna break anything that I don't wanna break, less dust, and I just like doing it this way. It's like relaxing. Plus, I don't think I need a sledgehammer. And I'm able to stack these nice in the dumpster so I can fit more in there. See how it was built? Just 2x4s and plywood. I'm gonna take out this garbage disposal. Pretty sure I'm just gonna get a new one or not have one at all. I know plumbers hate garbage disposals because they clog up the pipes. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. And the power is off for this. Should be able to just put this in here, loosen it. Like that. They come out a lot easier than they go in. And they're not even that hard, to tell you the truth. Right, that's disconnected. Look at all that gunk that is not supposed to be there. Ew! You know, guys, this garbage disposal was the first repair I did in my house and the first video I made for this channel. Memories. Up underneath here, there's these clips. I'm gonna remove those clips. Some people might just hack out this countertop with a Sawzall, but you know my style. I'm gonna leave this sink off to the side of the dumpster because it's cast iron, and I know that some people might like to have something like this. It's in really good shape. Oh, Susan. You're so lazy. I need some music. How about a time lapse? Yeah, I gotta say there was probably some water damage here. Ew, that's bad. Your plywood isn't supposed to come off in sections like this. Yep, glad I'm getting rid of this stuff. Okay, got all that pulled up, and obviously there was some kind of a leak here, and this is not looking good. I want to see how extensive this damage is. You can see that plate is rotted out, so I'm gonna pull this drywall off before I go any further, just to see what's going on here and see what I have to do to fix this. I hope it's not too bad. I'm gonna get this insulation right out of here. Take this out. Okay, so it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's not great. So over here is, I think that's just stained. I don't think there's any rot or mold or anything over here. Same along here, underneath the window here. Looks all good. The area that is the trouble spot is right next to where the vent goes up. And I have a feeling before I did the roof, it was leaking behind the wall forever. So, yeah, even way back here. This plate, that is not good. Look at that. Oh, that's a mess. So this is an exterior wall, obviously. This right here is the king stud that goes up. Hopefully there's a header in there. So I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to replace that. Yeah, just not great. Not great. So also this shutoff is leaking very, very slowly. So now I have to go get a cap for that. I was having a good day too. So I'm gonna clean all this up. Oh yeah, look at that exterior box. It's great. I'm shutting the power off to that and not turning it back on ever. Look at how rusty it is. And yeah, so over here, it's all good. I don't know what that is. Anybody? I don't know. I'm gonna clean all this up, get it outside. Probably gonna call it a day and then pick it up tomorrow. I've been a little defeated. See ya. Okay, so it's the next day and I've thought about this a little bit. So what I've done here, because this is the jack and the king stud, I'm assuming that goes up to a header right here. I hope it does anyways. I have put this kind of ledger in here and used some beefy timber locks to attach here and here just to support this so it doesn't drop anymore, because there's nothing left here, but right here and over here I think is pretty solid. So that'll hold that up until I get the plumber in here to do his thing, to at least hack these out and get it out of the way, I think is what I want to do. I don't do plumbing. In Massachusetts, the homeowner cannot do plumbing. I am not a certified plumber, so I'm okay with that. I can't do everything. But for now, I am gonna move on. I'm gonna keep taking cabinets out. I'm gonna start doing the uppers, get rid of these. But before I rip these cabinets out, I discovered something. I discovered that my washing machine has no power now. And this is the outlet for it. No power anywhere. So that is obviously one of the circuits that I shut off, and I think I know which one. So I followed the wire, goes back behind this wall, and then it goes to this outlet right here. And this is the feed coming in from the panel. And then there's two wires right here. One of them goes to that other outlet. And I have a feeling that that wire is the dishwasher wire. So what I'm gonna do, this is dead. I'm gonna tuck this back down here. I don't think there's any staples on it, which is bad, but good for me. Now I drop that down there, and I'm gonna yank on this wire and see if that is actually the one. Feels pretty loose. That's the one. So what I'm gonna do is, that looks like it's the end of the line there. I'm gonna just open this box up, disconnect it from here, and then I will be able to eliminate one circuit already, and I'll just leave that and that on that circuit. I think they probably just tied off of that when they maybe added a dishwasher. I'm not sure, but good, I can eliminate it. So I ended up putting a new box in there with a new plug or receptacle, outlet, whatever you want to say. Just a little upgrade from this that didn't have a ground. Those wires actually weren't in bad shape. I will change them eventually, but that's not my top priority right now. Let's go rip out some more cabinets. Cabinets are gone. And in case you were wondering, this X, I have to be really careful in this area because attached to the drywall, on the back of this drywall, is the niche or shelf that I did for the bathroom in the shower. So this drywall is staying. It'll be covered up with cabinets and backsplash, but I just want to keep that in mind when I'm working and just be very careful. So I have the plumber on the way to check this out, and I have to rip off at least this drywall, this and this. So I'm gonna start right here so we can see what that plumbing does all the way up. Let's go. Now we're getting somewhere. Down to the studs. And everything's in pretty good shape. Even the insulation wasn't terrible insulation. It was probably an R11 or so, but it was kind of gross. It was all chewed up at the bottom here from mice and whatnot. That's why you gotta cover your holes. Fill it with fire caulking, like I did in here when I did the living room remodel, at least deter them from getting in. But yeah, looking good. The only thing left to demo really is this soffit. I'm gonna cut the caulking on this crown molding. I wanna save it because I think I can use pieces in the hallway wherever I can. So I'm gonna be careful with that. And then that whole soffit is coming down. And the ceiling is staying because it goes into the living room, staying at the same height over here. So we're just gonna patch it in. And then this wall, I'll take that one extra sheet of drywall on there. I don't know why it's there, but I'll take that off. And then I'm gonna run electrical and cut holes when I do that and try and save as much of this wall as possible. And then I'll patch it in later. So I'm not gonna worry about demoing that right now. So all that's left is the soffit. And the soffit is gone. Looking good. You can see my sound insulation in the bathroom. And these were bays that I couldn't get to. So I might end up ripping this drywall off after all, just to insulate those. It bothers me that that's insulated, but that isn't. We'll see. But you know what's really great to see is this right here. That's a beam, and there's a double stud under here, double top plate, nice and solid, because that supports the ceiling. Goes all the way to the other side where it is also supported. I think this is only one, but this is a nice old solid board. So that's good to see. I'm glad that's supported properly. I'm gonna leave that piece of strapping right there to hold that insulation in for now, for that hole where the vent was. And I got a mess to clean up. So the vent goes up and it changes over to 4-inch cast iron and goes out of the roof. And you can see all the water staining around here. That was leaking before I did the roof. As you can see, I checked with my hammer to see if there's any rot anywhere around here, and it looks good. And up above the window is not exactly the header I was hoping for, but I think that'll do. It's been there since the 50s or 60s, however long ago this was built. So I think we'll be just fine. Well, there's no going back now. It's happening. So stay tuned for more videos, including how I fixed this rot down here. And I'm gonna be filming this entire thing. And then at the end, you know, I'm gonna do a giant time lapse of this whole thing. So if you wanna see more videos like this, including a time lapse, you can click hereish or hereish and check those videos out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. The area that, ow! Garbage disposal was the very first thing. I just leaked water all over the floor. Yeah.